I don't know. I don't know.
I don't think that's true. Also, sometimes, it's like actors' makeup. They exaggerate certain things because of the lighting and how they're going to be seen.
Some of the other ones, like Nixon, they look pretty good. Okay. It does look a little better from a distance.
Right, because they had close-ups that they were showing, and it was pretty hideous.
Yeah.
But they would have had him up sooner, but Trump was too busy to record his segment. So they actually had the last presidents that are alive, they've actually had them record their voices, so they're the real voices. Now, Abraham Lincoln and George Washington isn't real, but Jimmy Carter one is real, his real voice. And
why didn't they just use a bite from his inauguration speech or something?
Copyright, maybe? I don't know.
I assume they could get permission.
You think so? But they actually sent him a script, and he spoke it. So let's see, tax reform.
Oh, is that all we're talking about?
Whoa. Well, we can talk more about Christmas.
No, it's fine.
I like Christmas for the most part.
Tax reform.
Let me wait before we get to that, because we're moving along pretty quick.
Tax.
Not yet. I'm not ready for it yet.
Tax.
Q. Not yet. Not yet.
Terp.
I could talk to turnip.
I called it terp.
I could talk about my duck experience this weekend.
Oh, nobody. I think you talked about it
before, but I actually did it.
Yeah, and it didn't go like it was supposed to, and we don't want to hear about it.
All right. Well, I've got two beautiful, big, plump ducks.
Yeah, I'm waiting.
Much bigger than I thought.
Waiting for you to, and they were fighters.
Oh no!
I'm waiting for
so
you
much.
to. Oh, if the blade's sharp enough.
Oh, it was sharp.
I'm waiting for you to cook some for me.
Yeah, you're not going to get any of that. I put too much blood, sweat, and tears, literally, into it. No, those are going up north with me.
Okay.
At the Christmas dinner, they will be on the Christmas buffet table next to the ham and the meatballs. And
when is the Christmas dinner? Are we doing a show next week?
I thought we would.
Okay.
It's next Thursday.
The Christmas dinner?
I may be back. I don't know. I could be dead.
Is it really Thursday?
Christmas is Monday.
Yeah, Christmas is. You're going for Christmas and coming right back?
I'll come back maybe Thursday morning.
No, okay.
I don't know.
We're planning on a show.
Maybe. Yeah, we'll see.
All right. Steve, are you available?
You never know.
Yeah, Steve's always
He's
available
all the time. What's he going to do?
Yeah, right.
I mean,
right. With that tether. He can't go very far from the studio.
Work to home. That's it. He gets him out of the house and away from Adelia.
Yeah.
His wife, Adelia.
Yeah, I get it. All right, let's talk about tax reform.
Sure, anything you want. It's on his desk, right? Or en route, something like that.
No, I think it's signed, isn't it?
I don't know. So is it law now?
I put this on there last.
Oh, okay. So that's last week?
Last day. Okay. Yesterday or something. Yeah, I don't know if it's a law now. I mean, what does that mean? Yeah, it is, but I don't know when it's effective. I don't know.
Next year, I thought.
Some of it's like.
And then
there's another year.
You get tax breaks for 7 or 8 years, and then everything goes to hell.
Yeah.
Do you want to do the soundbite, or do we want to do?
I called it Terp accidentally.
I know you did.
Terp. Are you ready?
Yeah, I am, baby.
Thank you, everybody, very much. And these are the people right behind me. They've worked so long, so hard. It's been an amazing experience, I have to tell you. Hasn't been done in 34 years, but actually really hasn't been done because we broke every record. It's the largest, I always say the most massive, but it's the largest tax cut in the history of our country.
Big league.
And reform, but tax cut.
Massive like his vocabulary.
Really something special. And I noticed this just came out 2 minutes ago. They handed it to me. AT&T plans to increase U.S. capital spending $1 billion and provide $1,000 special bonus to more than 200,000 U.S. employees, and that's because of what we did. So that's pretty good.
It is pretty good.
Yeah, so
and they weren't the only ones. Comcast came out. Some other companies came out and said they were going
Fifth Third Bancorp is going to pay its 13,500 employees a bonus and raise their minimum wage to $15.
Remember earlier when we were trying to figure out, so they said over 200,000 employees at AT&T were going to get a $1,000 bonus.
Yeah.
And you and I were trying to figure out how much that would be.
Yeah, math is hard.
And we couldn't figure it out.
No.
$200 million.
Yeah.
That's a lot. That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
It's a lot of money.
And they're going to increase their capital spending, AT&T is, by $1 billion.
Yeah. And everyone's, well, not everyone, but I mean, Trump and the Republicans are saying it's because of the tax bill. Well, we really all know it's because net neutrality was repealed. And so, of course, AT&T is going to invest $1 billion to figure out better ways to slow down Netflix.
Right, and to take away our internet.
Yeah. I don't know how people have survived. It's been like a week and a day now or something like that.
Has.
I don't think. Well, between net neutrality that was going to end the internet and kill everybody, and the tax bill that people.
I'm surprised there's anyone alive.
I don't know. Only the us white males with privilege are alive. I think.
My internet, I think, actually sped up. Yeah, I
well,
don't know.
Oh, so that's actually going to be the result of net neutrality being repealed.
And I'm feasting on the flesh of the dead, so I'm
gonna have a
great
better
Christmas.
Oh, I love privilege.
Thigh.
It's good to be a rich white male.
Oh, sucking on the blood of the repressed. Delicious.
So I think the tax bill is great. It was originally sold that it was going to like drastically simplify the tax filing taxes. They removed those provisions from the bill. It's not really going to simplify the taxes, but it does things like double the standard deduction, which is good for pretty much everybody,
middle
right?
Yeah.
Which perfect.
Yeah.
So if you look at like actual studies of the bill, something like 80% of tax-paying Americans are going to get a tax break.
Yeah.
So it's ridiculous that it's that we're hearing that it's just for the rich and it hurts the poor and the middle class. It's just not true at all.
Now the downside is that the tax cuts will increase our deficit by $1.46 trillion.
But they don't have to.
No, they just don't have to spend that much by making cuts.
I think I mentioned this before. Yeah. It's annoying hearing, if we're going to cut taxes, we have to pay for it somehow. No, just cut your budgets by that amount, and everything will be great.
I guess there's going to be a cap on your local and state tax deductions, and it's going to be $10,000 cap. I don't know how many people write off $10,000.
Right. I mean, that's a provision that is going to
help the rich.
No, it won't. They're the ones that will be capped.
$10,000
in local.
I'm sorry.
Well, wait a minute. No, not the rich necessarily. What's Michigan's tax is like
4%.
Yeah, so $10,000. I guess if you make $400,000. So yeah, I guess that's rich.
That's in the 1%.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, good. Cool thing. It sort of removes the individual mandate from Obamacare. It doesn't really remove the mandate, but it takes the penalty down to $0.
Okay.
So if you don't
have to
not next year.
It's not a mandate. There's a mandate, but no penalty.
Yeah, starting in it's like the flag code. Starting in 2019,
not even close.
Starting in 2019. So this year it's still, or for 2018 is still in effect, but the year after that, you don't have to buy insurance if you don't want to.
And it was the biggest tax reform since Reagan, in 1986.
And there's a ton of evidence from that you lower taxes and the economy does better.
Right.
Jobs increase, businesses invest.
There's a speech from John Kennedy saying the exact same thing.
There's lots of What's happening? That'd be you.
I opened something and I got a damn
There's lots of Democrats that have said just 10 years ago about how reducing taxes helps the economy and we need to reduce the tax burden on the average American. But then when somebody comes and actually does it, that's not a Democrat, they don't like it. Are you done with your noises?
I think so. What happened? Oh, I'm on a page that has a bunch of
we're doing
analysis of.
We're doing a show here.
I know these mics are on.
Get off Facebook. That'd be great.
I'm not on Facebook. Tax reforms will increase. Okay, so anyway.
You're going to talk. Okay.
Changes have been made to both individual and corporate taxes. Obviously, that's the way the corporations are investing. Well, that's part of the reason.
Someone knocking on the door? Or is it studio? It's weird.
Standard deductions, as you mentioned, almost double.
Mm-hmm.
Personal exemptions are gone. Apparently, you could, if you did by yourself, you could deduct $4,000 or something. But they want you to get married, I guess, and file jointly. Yes, child credit has been expanded. Anyways.
Okay.
You can get on. I'm sorry. I'm just looking at it. You can get on the internet.
You can get on the internet. Be careful. It's slow and it's a dangerous world now. It's not regulated. But
you got to climb over the bodies.
What we're saying is, if you're a rich white male, heterosexual male, you can get on the internet and you can find this information. If you're anything but a rich white heterosexual male, you can't. You'll have to pay more. You have to pay more, or you're dead.
And we're feasting on your
Here's a question that came up, and it previously, but it happened again. You ever notice that when something like the tax bill comes up or whatever it is, Congress will work all night. Like, they won't do anything all damn year long. And then they'll come up like, recess starts tomorrow, so they work 24 hours to pass a bill.
Listen. You know where that comes from.
Well, I know where
college.
It comes from. It comes from human nature.
No, it comes from college. You
college.
Cram for your final exam the night before.
Yeah.
You have months to study. You don't do anything. Or write a report.
But why?
We're procrastinators.
Yeah. It's natural. It's really hard. So it's.
I know someone like that.
It's the planning fallacy. Are you familiar with that, Brian?
It's not a fallacy.
It is.
No, it's not.
No, it's not. It's the fallacy that you can create an accurate plan. It's hard to see in January that later this year we want to pass this huge piece of legislation.
If you don't plan, how's it go?
What? I don't know what you're saying.
You'll plan to fail, but you'll fail to plan.
If you fail to plan,
something like that.
Fail.
So I understand. That's
it. It's hard, and so then it's there, and you have to do it all right away because you.
No, that's what you do. What I do is I like to think about it.
No, that's not what I do.
I like to masticate on it a little bit, chew it around, grind it up, and think about it, and spit it out, come up with a plan.
And become matriculated?
I don't matriculate anymore. I used to. The court stopped that. Now, my point is, it's very much like an airline pilot. The minute he has a destination to get to, right? He's going to go from New York to L.A. And the minute he takes off, he's off course. And his whole job is to try to maintain, as the plane goes back and forth and up and down, and the wind changes and the the airspeeds change and stuff. You're off course. And his job is just to keep the plane on course until he gets close enough to L.A. that he doesn't hit the ocean and he lands on the ground with the tires on the ground and not upside down.
Just on time.
Tries to be. They never are, but they try to be. So that's what planning does.
Yes, they are.
It's amazing,
They're
isn't it?
usually on time or early.
It's amazing, isn't it? Unless they have a strong... unless, they land in a cornfield in Iowa.
Or the side of a mountain.
They're going to be late. I'm sorry. Sorry, folks.
What's your point? That didn't... I don't know how that
They have a plan. What I'm saying,
all.
just because the plan doesn't actually go as planned doesn't mean you shouldn't have it to get to the goal, because I think it helps. To wait till the last minute to do anything, it would drive me nuts.
How does that relate to Congress working 24 hours a day right at the end? Because they
have no plan.
No plan, and they come up with, that was my point, and they come up with these arbitrary deadlines, like we must do it by tomorrow.
Well, they got to give themselves deadlines. It's good to have deadlines.
But they should have set the deadline in January.
No. You said it. Always said it early. It's like when
I mean, in January they should say we want to do this by October, and then they have the deadline.
But listen, it's like when I was a professional bodybuilder and I was competing. And
it is just like that, isn't it?
And just before I won the Mr. Olympia,
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
yeah. People are really getting to know you today.
I know
it's things you haven't shared before.
Get on the internet. You can. My name is Arnold Schwarzenegger. You'll see lots of pictures.
Oh.
But there, you set a goal that's hard to obtain, right? I'm going to lift